We're back with Rappahannock Issues. I'm David Kerr.
I'm Tom Cohen.
And we're talking about 2015 and 2016. And we're really into 2016 now, but there is one thing we should note about 2015, and that was the 2nd District seat in Stafford and Prince William County that was held by a retiring delegate, Michael Futrell, and picked up by the Republicans. Mark Dudenhofer won that seat, and Josh King lost, but not by very many votes. And Josh has already announced his intent to go at it again in 2017. So
that's one of those quintessential seats that goes back and forth. Dudenhofer had it, then Futrell had it, now Dudenhofer has it. So it's one of those seats that you and the power panel keep saying you want to be there so that it can be swinging back and forth, so you get your swing in.
Well, the swing districts can be a lot of fun on election night.
Yeah, not if you're either candidates and their ulcers. But speaking of ulcers, we have a major issue that has really reared its head in 2015, very slowly moving into 16, and that's the traffic on 95.
It is amazing how bad it has become. I moved here in 1989, and it was bad. And I thought it couldn't get any worse. And I said that every year since. And then we built these toll lanes, which I, by the way, supported. I thought they were a good idea. I don't anymore. And the traffic dynamic, the flow of traffic, the choke points, the effect of the toll lanes has caused really a transportation nightmare. And to the point, since it is a major north-south corridor for the United States, I would say it even has represented a national problem. And there's no easy fix in sight. Delegate Howell has proposed, and will probably get approved, an extension of the road. That'll take a couple of years. So in the meantime, if you want to go north on a weekend, or if you're driving home, it's just not going to be very easy.
Well, it's funny because it was thought to be this great solution to it, but when it started being seen as not really the panacea that it was supposed to be, the Howell and Court Sterling and Paul Milday and Dudenhofer and others were bringing up the problem, and they were continually being told by the governor, it's not a big deal, it's not a big deal. And now the governor has come around their point of view that there needs to be a solution. The solution, quite honestly, is not to have people going to D.C. to work.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is, and I said this a decade ago, and it's nice to know that it's still around. In the 21st century, when you have people, the nature of businesses is changing. Offices are no longer having big office space. Because of modern technology, you don't need to be into one central location. So there really needs to be a rethinking on the part of the federal government of what you do with all these employees. Do they need to be going up to D.C. every day to work?
In office space that costs $35, $40 a square foot.
Right. And there's office space, there's other spaces outside the city. Loads of articles in the press about Fairfax, Prince William, Stafford, Spotsy having this office space that is empty, that could be commutable. Do we need to be having the traditional model, or is this something that, as we move to a new century, we need to rethink? And that would really, the solution is to not have people on the road. And I long said that it's both sides would like this. If you get the people off of 95, it's better for the environment. And if people are not commuting up there and sitting in traffic from 4 in the morning till whatever, they're home with their families. So both ends of the spectrum would rally around something, but it just takes a new way of thinking. And that's sort of the issue of a lot of what our area is looking at is new ways of thinking. The traditional box stores, retail and grocery stores are getting smaller, being eliminated. We've seen tying our economy to the federal government when sequestration kicked in. That was hurtful. It seems to be that we're moving into a time when we need to think differently.
And this was a lot of the thinking. If you go back a long time ago, there was a show on CBS which predicted the idea that Dad, since Mom didn't work in 1965, would go to his office in his own house. And there'd be fewer cars. And it was Walter Cronkite hosted the series called The 21st Century. And we've had 50 years since then, and we really haven't thought through it, what the implications are. So tapping on it on its own, frankly, it would be better if we actually prompted the discussion, had more conversation about it, if the federal government would have more conversation about it, and particularly when it comes to their contractors, that it would get some benefit for encouraging work at home.
All right, we're at the 3-minute mark. So I know, David, one of your greatest attributes is your ability to write and your ability with prose. So, and you've taken some time to give some thoughts. So go ahead.
Well, and we do have a special surprise to end the show with, besides just some words. You know, there's one thing about years passing, and I don't really know when it started. My guess is about 10 years ago. At the time, it seemed to get one January 1st to the next got shorter and shorter. Or at least it seemed that way, and I think it's a function of age, which, as I feel about it, isn't all that bad. It allows a little perspective, and I think that's something that makes life easier to understand. Now, what is a year? It's one orbit of the Earth around the Sun, about 500 million miles. We've traveled quite a ways this year. Now, with a little multiplication, that works out to 365 days, slightly more, 8,760 hours, and a lot of seconds, 525,600 seconds. Sounds very sterile and arbitrary, doesn't it? But nonetheless, years are very important to us, very important to me. I think that's because each year, January 1st, offers a sense of promise, new opportunities, new challenges. The old year, with its hopes, some fulfilled, some not, passes into history. We Americans, I think unique in the world, are particularly optimistic. We don't like to dwell on the past, or to think about the future and what it offers. As we close 2015, I encourage everyone to think of the possibilities, the hopes, the dreams that lie ahead. That's because more than a number, that's what a new year is all about. Well, to everyone who watches Rappahannock Review, Rappahannock Issues, we say good luck, drive carefully, please. Happy New Year.
Neat. Very nice. I don't have the ability to prose, so I have sort of this ability.
It's a real treat, folks.
To sing, so I'll just sing a little bit. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne will take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. From all of us at Rappahannock Issues, we wish you a very happy holiday season, and we hope 2016 is wonderful for you. We hope you're watching us. Love to have you sponsor us and be active